Dear viewers, you are watching our weekly program Invest in Ethiopia on Horn of Africa. Today we are going to discuss about the role of diaspora in promoting the investment opportunity of the nation. And I joined by Kia Nagash from Italy. Kia, welcome to our program.
Well, stay.
Okay. Would you tell us about yourself a little bit before we are directly go to our discussion?
Okay, thank you. My name is Kia. I live in Italy. It's been 7 years since I moved to Italy, and I am a member of Defend Ethiopia Task Force Italy, and also a member of Defend Ethiopia Europe Steering Committee. I'm one of the steering committee.
Would you tell us about Defend Ethiopia and its objective?
The objectives of Defend Ethiopia is defending our country from pressures by external entities through public diplomacy, by the Ethiopian diaspora in Europe, by confronting the disinformation and misinformation launched against Ethiopia, by challenging the policies and the actions of European governments, the European Union, the European Parliament, and the UN entities that might negatively influence Ethiopia's interest. While the operation in northern Ethiopia was undergoing in response to a planned and coordinated disinformation campaign against Ethiopia, several public diplomacy initiatives were being undertaken in various countries in Europe, like Twitter campaigns, sending letters and email campaigns, and so on. For instance, if I could give you as an example, the Defend Ethiopia Task Force Italy, we had several meetings to discuss and explain what really was going on the ground with two members of Italian parliaments and representatives of Italy in the European Union. Webinars we had also webinars. We also had debates and also organized press conferences for Italian journalists, foreign citizens and policymakers in favor of Ethiopia. So Defend Ethiopia Task Force Europe in general is planning and we're working on focusing more on peace and reconciliation and Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam GERD, visit Ethiopia, invest in Ethiopia, and then human rights protection and locally owned transitional justice in Ethiopia. And its long-term mission is to contribute in transforming Ethiopian diaspora communities in Europe into an independent and meaningful public diplomacy instrument for Ethiopia and Ethiopians in a constructivist approach.
Well, as you know, Ethiopia has been undertaking green legacy initiatives and breaking records by planting billions of tree seedlings. What's your comment on this?
Ethiopia is quite an example for many countries, not only in Africa, but to the world. The initiative that Ethiopia has been implementing is encouraging to other countries as well. So other countries should do the same in order to make the world a better place to live. And we Ethiopians as a nation should stand in unison in order to achieve our goals. As the Green Legacy initiative is very important to prevent climate change globally. It has also changed the climate of Ethiopia and will definitely make a difference, a great contribution to the world. We all understand that it has an impact in our economy. Not to mention that trees protect against floods and water pollution. It really benefits other development activities besides its contribution to climate change prevention. So we should encourage such activities as greening Ethiopia as the responsibility of every Ethiopians, maybe I should say of every human being. Everyone should contribute a share. Just to remind you, or just as a reminder, if I may add, not long ago, we all remember following the call of Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed to Ethiopians and friends of Ethiopia to fight against the spread of false information that aims to ruin or spoil the image of Ethiopia. Ethiopians overseas came together in unison to defeat the disinformation campaign. And the No More movement is a great example to that. So as for the Green Legacy initiatives, even though there are diasporas that are not willing to participate in these initiatives, I must say in any kinds of mega projects, activities, there are that are undergoing in Ethiopia. For various reasons. I don't know, maybe they're mixing politics and developments together and the growth of Ethiopia. However, I have also witnessed that there are many Ethiopians abroad that are that are working tirelessly to participate in such kinds of activities. For instance, our Ethiopians abroad that are playing an important role in this initiative. Our Twitter family for Green Legacy is among those dedicated Ethiopians in the diaspora and back at home that has enabled us to organize in less than a week to be part of the Green Legacy program, even though many of us couldn't be there to plant the trees by ourselves. Our families and friends were involved, and we provided financial support, and we will continue to do that. And saying that, I want to underline that our aim is not to plant the trees and then go away or abandon them. We have adopted the trees, and it is our responsibility to nurture them and to do necessary follow-up for the growth of the trees. We have promised to take care of them just like our kids, and indeed trees are like babies. Saying this, I would like to say thank you to the Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Dr. Abiy Ahmed, for his initiatives, dedication, and for leading the country by example. I would also want to applaud him for the success of the Green Legacy program.
Do you think the Green Legacy Ethiopia is undertaking has direct impact on investment activities of the country? If yes, how?
Yes, I do. I do believe that the initiative has a direct impact in promoting investment, both local investors and foreign direct investment. Especially, it will boost investment in the wood processing and food processing sectors. Green Legacy also enhance investment in export and investment in export and import substituting ventures.
As you know, Ethiopia has many untapped investment potentials. Has the country promoted this enough?
A lot has to be done to tap Ethiopia's huge investment potential. The country has to aggressively promote its investment prospects through economic diplomacy. In fact, using its embassies and related entities worldwide, it shouldn't supposed to be the responsibility of, I believe it shouldn't supposed to be the responsibility of only the government of Ethiopia. We Ethiopians as a citizen that we live overseas or within the country should also contribute match in this. We all should be an ambassador, should become an ambassador for our country and promote Ethiopia and encourage to invest in Ethiopia. The same is expected from the media outlets as well.
Experiences from other countries show that the diaspora communities contribute massively, either through directly participate or promoting investment opportunities of their country to others. What do you see from Ethiopian diaspora community in this regard?
The role of Ethiopians overseas can make an important contribution to development cooperation. They can promote links between countries and populations, foster mutual understanding, make the case for development cooperation, and raise awareness of a particular challenge. In many instances, their remittance constitutes an important source of income and investment, the economic development of Ethiopia beyond their well-known role as sender of remittances. Diasporas can also promote trade and foreign direct investment, create business, and spur entrepreneurship and transfer new knowledge and skills.
How are the diplomatic communities and the Ethiopian embassies in different countries engaging in the diaspora community? Are they supporting the diaspora to come home and invest?
The embassies have to adequately communicate and engage the diaspora in productive discussions. And I can say, as for the Ethiopian embassy in Rome, they are doing an amazing job. They are introducing the business opportunities given by the Ethiopian government, which encourages the diaspora in different ways. For instance, about 2 weeks ago, delegates from Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Diaspora Agency were in Italy, and I had the opportunity to participate in the webinar that was organized by the Ethiopian Embassy. And I can tell that the government is committed into involving Ethiopians overseas in its investment program. And I believe the diaspora should use this great opportunity before all business opportunities are taken away by foreign investors, because it's a fact that the future is in Ethiopia. The growth and development of the country is promising. So I will say investing in Ethiopia will benefit both Ethiopians and foreigners. So Ethiopians should act immediately.
What investment opportunities and the challenges do you see in Ethiopia, and what should be improved?
There are great investment opportunities in agriculture. It's my understanding. Tourism, mining, manufacturing, and other sectors. However, improving the financial sector is needed to attract foreign direct investments.
Hard currency reserve is among key factors in attracting investors. What is expected from the diaspora community in solving such problem?
A country's foreign exchange policy remains critical for investors' confidence. As a clear and as consistent policy provides stability and predictability for investors. When a country has a transparent policy framework, investors can assess and understand the rules and regulations governing foreign exchange transactions. And the diaspora engagement in a more facilitative manner is said to be an important and emerging area for contributing to development as a contribution from a large number of Ethiopian diaspora community contributions. From a large number of Ethiopian diaspora community are still limited to sending remittances. We all should encourage Ethiopians overseas for them to support the development and the investment program.
When there was conflict, especially in the northern part of the country, the investment activities of the country was interrupted. After the Pretoria peace agreement, this situation is already changed. What should be the role of diaspora in promoting the current situation of the country to the international community?
Peace and security is an essential foundation for sustainable development, especially in fragile and conflict-affected countries. It's understandable that the government of Ethiopia is doing its best to bring peace and security in the country. However, I believe that things will calm down shortly and will be focusing more on our developments by promoting our tourism and investment opportunities.
Providing sufficient electric power is among key criteria in attracting investors. And Ethiopia is working through expanding energy sources, including hydropowers, like the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance. But countries like Egypt complain about this grand project. What is Defend Ethiopia is doing on this regard?
By the way, I had the opportunity to visit GERD. I would really want to take this opportunity to thank each and everyone that are involved in this mega project. It is simply breathtaking and amazing. That word couldn't explain it. And visiting GERD was one of the best things that happened to me in my life, to be honest. I must say we're lucky. This generation is very lucky because we are given the opportunity to make history, just like our ancestors came together and won Italy's aggression against Ethiopia. So the current generation has to repeat Adwa's victory by defeating poverty and GERD. Defeating poverty, and GERD plays a big role on that. So this generation have to protect the country from the modern day enemies who are trying to divide and conquer the country. And as Defend Ethiopia, beside its financial support, if you could visit our website, you can see it for yourself, the email campaigns and Twitter campaigns that we did ever since the establishment of Defend Ethiopia. And we still are doing that in 3 languages, in fact, English, French, and Arabic, in order to create awareness and for the understanding of the international community. And we have sent out many letters to European government, European Union, European governments, European Union, the European Parliament, and UN entities, including Arab leagues.
Finally, if you have a concluding message before winding up our session.
My message is to all Ethiopians, that includes, of course, diaspora. We got this. We can do it. Let's save our motherland. Let's be part of the solution instead of always crying and always complaining. Let's be part of the solution. We have seen the terrible climate change in the world. It's scary. So let us volunteer in such a mega tree planting program. Let's do a program and also participate in any kind of development programs. Let's do this for our future generations. Let's put our political differences aside. We may have different political opinions, just like our ancestors did it back then, and stand in unison for the development of our country. And let's make poverty history. We are sitting in a gold mine, and we have a moral duty to make ourselves ignorant. We really need to open our eyes and understand what really is going on in the world. As a nation, we need to wake up, unite, and transform our country for the better. Ethiopia has always been in constant fight with aggressors, colonizers, and foreigners that attempted to control its territory. We prevailed against all odds. Every generation of Ethiopians fought foreigners that came to our borders for control and conquest. And it's time for all Ethiopians to unite and take this opportunity to say enough is enough. And it's time to all of us to rise to unite and rise up to reclaim what is ours. And finally, I would like to say thank you to Defend Ethiopia, Colors of Unity, and the Twitter family, Green Legacy team, for their dedication and hard work and great contribution for everything that they do to everything that they do to protect our beloved Ethiopia. When we are united, I believe that we can even dig a mountain. So let's all stay strong and fight for our motherland. And let's all of us say no more.
Here, Nagesh, a member of Defend Ethiopia from Italy. Thank you for your time and insight on our program. Dear our viewers, that is all for our today's program. Till the next edition, have a good time.